Math 76, Lesson 22, Equal Group Stories with Fractions. So let's go straight into our example or practice problems. Notice I have some strategically placed sticky notes so you guys can't see the answers in my teacher's edition. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be combining our knowledge of fractions, and then we're also going to be using some diagrams to help us solve these problems. So initially I do require everyone to draw the diagrams. Later in the year, as we get more of a handle on the problems, I won't be so strict on the drawing of diagrams, but for right now, everyone is required to draw these diagrams until we get a handle on the problems. So let's start with example A. They tell us that 3/4 of the 12 musicians could play, 3/4 of the 12 musicians could play the piano. How many of the musicians could play the piano? So what we're going to do is we're going to start with our fraction, right? And we're also going to start with our total number, okay? So we have 12 musicians total. I'm just going to call them 12M since spelling is not my strong suit. So we have 12 musicians, and they tell us that 3/4 played the piano. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by drawing a diagram of the fraction 3/4. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll take our rectangle and we'll draw a line in half. Got 4 pieces, and then 3/4. Instead of shading the 3 out of 4 boxes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark them on the side. Right? I'm going to use a little bracket here. I'm going to mark them on the side, and I'm going to put that is 3/4. Right? Once I'm done with that, what I need to do is I need to fill in number values into these 4 equal groups. So what they're saying here is these 12 musicians were broken into 4 equal groups. Of those 4 equal groups, 3 of the groups were able to play the piano. And that's essentially what the fraction is telling us, and that's a good way of interpreting the fraction. So what we have to figure out is how many people are in each group. So this is like our division word problems. We have a total number of 12, and we divide it by the number of groups being 4 to figure out how many are in each group. So 12 divided by 4 is equal to 3. So in each group we're going to have 3 musicians, or 3M. Now what this diagram helps us see is how many of those musicians played the piano. So if 3 out of 4 groups played the piano, that means 3, 6, 9 musicians played the piano. So the answer is 9 musicians. Okay, we'll go ahead and do one more example. These problems aren't too difficult because we're slowly building on things that we've been doing over the last few weeks. So this is a nice culminating problem to help us figure out how it should be done. So I'll go ahead and uncover the answer to this problem, cover up the answers to the following problem, and we'll do one with money. Yeah. We'll do the second one. That one has money in it. Sometimes money throws people for a loop. All right. So you can see in the book, that's how they labeled it. Pretty similar to what we did there. So any type of diagram that looks kind of like that, or kind of like what I drew, would be acceptable for an answer. So next one, we're going to say how much money is 2/3 of $4.50. So we have a total number, $4.50, and we have a fraction. So let's go ahead and write down our total number, $4.50. Our fraction is 2/3. We'll go ahead and draw our diagram for that. Instead of putting a solid line in the middle, I'm going to put 2 lines, breaking it into thirds. And then I'm going to section off 2 of those. So 2/3 is equal to that much. Now, we then take our total amount, we divide it by our denominator of 3. So $4.50 divided by 3, and if you remember when we do our division algorithm with money, we just take the decimal point and we bring it straight to the top. 3 goes into $4 one time. 1 times 3 is 3. Subtract, we have 1 left over. Bring down the 5. 3 goes into 15 5 times. 5 times 3, 15. Subtract, zeros out. Bring down our 0. 3 goes into 0 times. 3 times 0 is 0, and our final answer is $1.50. So each group has $1.50 in it. So, what is 2/3? Well, what's $1.50 plus $1.50? Some of you may already know the answer, but for those of you that don't, we'll go ahead and get some more practice on our addition algorithm with money. So $1.50 plus $1.50. 0 and 0 is 0, 5 and 5 is 10, carry the 1, and then 1, 1 and 1 is 3, so $3. That is our final answer. That's it for these problems. If you guys have any questions, let me know on the school website, and I will see you in class.